And it seems we are ready to go for The Legend of Zelda, that will be run by rcdrone, the runner who can master movement in The Legend of Zelda. Take it away, rcdrone.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm rcdrone. I'm going to be running The Legend of Zelda on Famicom. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reset and try to manipulate the global timer to a spot where I'll have a greater chance of picking up a bomb off the first enemy. Behind me commentating are, you guys can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm John Tabin.
Vora Steven.
So I have an audio cue, so hopefully I will get the bomb drop that I'm looking for. The first dungeon that I'm going to be going to is level 3. It's the closest one, and we want to also pick up the item in that dungeon, which is the raft, which will allow us to go to level 4, where we can pick up the step ladder, which will basically unlock the entire world.
Hey, how are you flipping back and forth across the screen like that, Drone?
There's a trick if you're standing at on the correct column pixel and you tap one frame up or down. I choose down. It'll let you clip through the side and appear on the other side so that you can quickly navigate across screens and around obstacles if the other side is completely blocked off.
Yeah, and you are running the Japanese version. It's a little faster, isn't it?
Yeah, so the game loop is optimized by about a couple hundred frames, so that'll reduce lag. The text is shorter on the Japanese version, and I'll also be able to kill Pole's voice with the microphone.
And Chad is already noticing you have your tracker up. You want to explain what you're doing with that?
If you guys can do that, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah, sure. So this game has some kill counts as you go through killing enemies, and Drone, unlike most of us, keeps track of not only his consecutive counts but also his global counts and everything, and he has this computer program he wrote that helps him keep track of that. So what he's doing is, in the screen transitions, he's clicking the mouse on his tracker, so that tells him where he is. If he kills 10 enemies in a row, kills the 10th enemy with a bomb, he gets a bomb. With anything else, he gets a 5 rupee. He can also store a drop that way, but there's also a global count, and that table of drops that you see on the stream now tells him where he is in that and how he can and what drops he has chances for on particular kills. So it allows him to manipulate the drops throughout the run very well.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty terrible bomb luck right now. So I had to force that bomb. I'm going to also go out of my way to pick up another room drop, because I really don't want to die to Manhandla, which is the boss of level 3. His movement's completely random, and even with full bombs, there's no guarantee that you're actually going to be able to take him down. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up my bombs to the full 8.
Yeah, Manhandla is a very random enemy and can be painful. So this is not what we do in a run. He's going through more rooms just to fill up his bombs, but it's just he'll be a little safer with 8 bombs going into this fight, and hopefully it'll go well. So.
Manhandla is the worst.
I'm also not exactly sure what that's going to do to my spawns, because I normally don't do that, so hopefully nothing too terrible.
It's probably not going to be the upper left spawn, but lower left, not so bad.
You say that now. Alright, good.
Now you got the 5er, not the bomb, which means you had killed enemies before you started bombing Manhandla and had that stored.
Yeah. So I think in level 4 I'm probably going to go for bomb... maybe bomb rupee are the drops I'm going to aim for on the 10 streaks.
Yeah, so in order to complete the run, he needs certain resources at certain points, and so right now he has 3 bombs that he needs to get through level 4, but to do it faster, he's going to need a few more bombs, and I assume you're going to try and get to 30 rupees, right? You're not.
Yeah, it's looking good for that. I'm going to try to kill 3 keys in the room 2 rooms from now to get my global to 8, and I'm going to go for a double drop for luck and force.
If he doesn't get to 30 rupees, there is a backup drop, which is actually in his PB of 2901.
Oh, actually needed to kill 3. Alright, whatever.
But he's on track for having the rupees to do the fastest route right now. So
actually screwed up my count, I'm pretty sure, so I don't know what's going to happen. Alright. For the time being, I'm going to say that's my count, but I'm pretty sure my global is wrong. Oh, get back here. Alright.
Don Forgo just donated $50 and says, "No lucky bomb! Reset! 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 Reset!"
Don Forgo is a regular in 4i Stevens chat, and that's sort of a running joke we have.
How many runs have I reset?
Yeah, this part of the run is a little scary in a marathon setting because we do reset a lot in level 3 and 4 on this route. But he got past Manhandla, which is the first big reset point, and the Gliok fight is probably the next one. But
Yeah, fortunately I have Beam Sword for the time being. Hopefully I don't get hit in this room. This is the trolliest room.
yeah.
Oh,
Oop.
there it goes.
His resources are looking pretty good. He's trying to get up to 30 rupees before he gets to level 5. So he'll go 3, 4, 1, then 5, hopefully.
Yeah, and as he goes up and gets those keys, building up his count to try and get a... looks like he has a streak at 9, so he's going to...
Yeah, the fires could troll me here, and I could get none of them, but no, it looks like I got 4. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so he just got the force bomb there, and that's about where he wants to be. So this Gliok is sort of... I think the game designers intended you would have, more heart containers and the white sword and probably the blue ring by now. So this takes 16 hits with the wooden sword and is very difficult, but he just made it look very easy because he's a rather skilled runner of this game.
Alright, so now we'll be heading to level 1, picking up the bow, trying to force rupees. I don't know where my global is. If I did, I would be able to make better decisions. There's a couple levers that we usually farm off of to potentially get that 5 rupee. If my count is accurate, I won't have that chance. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip them.
Now, right here, he's going to enter and then exit and re-enter level 1. You'll notice the door was locked the first time he went in, but when he goes back in, the door at the top of the room is magically open. That's a glitch that it confuses the game about what direction you came in the room when you do that, so it's useful in level 1.
Nice.
Alright, so that tells me my global is pretty off. I'll just adjust it up and see if that helps.
Yeah, so he's at 30 rupees, so he has the rupees he needs to get the blue candle now. He'll get a 30 secret after this level, and he's
Lucky bombs.
filled up on bombs too, so we're in good resource shape.
Yeah, that bomb actually came on a correct count, so there's like a 3 in 10 chance I'm on the right count, approximately. Oh, actually, no, that's bad math. I'm actually doing better than that.
Yeah.
1 in 3. 1 in 3. Okay, the boss of this level is Aqua Menace. He's pretty easy. I'm going to try to A+B sword and bomb him, and then do one more stab.
Very nice.
Down he goes. Oh, I actually wanted that. It's all good.
It's fine. Yeah. 5 extra rupees would have helped, but he's not in critical rupee shape now, so...
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We won't know until level 7 whether or not that was a mistake, because that's the only place
That's
I really
true.
need arrows.
Yeah, every time you fire an arrow in this game, it costs a rupee, so... He's on track to get the rupees he needs for the items he needs to buy, but the arrows are where he'd want extra rupees later in the run. So.
I'm going to try to force a lucky bomb off this blue Octorok that's coming up.
And by force a lucky bomb, he means he's going to... By scrolling past here, he gets these spawns that put the Octorok right next to the cave there, and he had a chance to get a bomb. He did not get the bomb there, but it's actually JSR underscore, who is in chat right now, came up with the route he did just now, scrolling past that heart rock and coming back and getting it. A lot of runners will get this heart first and then get that 30 secret, but there are some advantages to doing it the way he just did.
And I think Enos measured it out, and it's actually faster in all cases to do this anyway. So there's no reason not to do the caves in that order. Assuming optimal movement, which I may not have noticed I did not get. Okay, I'm also on the wrong count, so I'm going to try adjusting my global up 3.
He enters the level 5 through the Armos because it's a little bit faster. It saves an animation of Link going up, down the stairs on the way in the door, and also up the stairs on the way out the door when he finishes the level. So it's minor, but it is quicker to go in that way.
That's pretty nice of the Gibdo to be bombable on the left side. You know, always get that.
Yeah, this is actually a room that's deceptively difficult because the way those Gibdos move is difficult to get through the room and not take a hit and keep your count, which he just made look very easy. And the reason he just bombed a Keese was to store a bomb, I assume.
Yeah.
So hopefully he counted correctly. And these blue Darknuts are in the health dropping group. You see those drop groups on his table. They're the ones that drop the hearts and fairies, but he got a bomb from them, which means he forced it.
And I accidentally used my last bomb, so I have to menu. Alright, good solid.
It's one of the easiest rooms in the game to lose time on.
I also messed up my global again. I'm going to try to tune it down by a couple. Alright, hopefully that's correct. And I am on track to force another bomb, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that I am set up for that. Good pattern. Those Darknuts don't always cooperate. Whoa. Getting good pattern here too.
Nice.
And he did, in fact, store a bomb when he bombed that Keese on the way out. Because,
Unless that was a lucky bomb. That's
well, that would mean your globals were wrong, right?
Yes. Which
So-
we still have no guarantee of either.
So it was probably forced.
All right.
Let's say it was forced.
Okay.
Let's assume we're right now.
All right.
It was definitely
Ooh.
something.
Yeah.
Nice Gibdo pattern there again too.
Oh yeah, it's people asking in chat, what does up and A do? That's a good question. If you pause to the menu screen and push up and A on the second
Oh, something
controller,
important is coming up.
it would save time.
If you guys want to explain it.
The Dig Dogger fight, you mean? Oh, you're killing Pulse Voice. Yeah. So what he
Very
just did,
nice.
he just blew in the second controller. You could also shout and do the same thing, but if you ever play the NES version, you know that the Pulse Voice are vulnerable to arrows. In this version, they are not. They are vulnerable to shouting at them through the second controller. They added the vulnerability to arrows to make up for the fact that, of course, the NES doesn't have a microphone on the second controller, but the Famicom that he's using does.
That's the first time I've seen that. That's pretty nice. Do you have to sword them when you blow on the controller?
No, they just die.
Oh, I have to sword the first bunny
You have to
to
sword the first- okay.
iframe. He doesn't die fast enough.
But
Okay, so if my global's right, I do have a bomb chance on this Octorok, so I'm going to go ahead and go for it, even though I'm okay on bombs. Just because I like bombs. There we go, and at least I verified my count.
yeah, so after he gets this 100 secret, the next screen scroll actually saves more time than most of them, because if you remember playing with this game as a kid, you'd go through the Lost Woods and you have to go up left, down left before you can get through them. Well, that just skipped all 4 of those screens by doing that one screen scroll. And then now he's going to go all the way from the left side of the map all the way to the right side of the map. So we call this the world wrap. It's just a screen scroll into a ladder clip that it's probably as broken as the game gets in the course of this run.
Okay, so I'm just going to pick up another heart container. And the reason we pick up heart containers is because you need 12 to be able to pick up the magical sword, which does 4, which quadruples your sword damage.
Yeah. And you need 5 to get the white sword, but on the fastest route, they skip the white sword entirely. So has the wooden sword through some pretty difficult combat, but he will still get the magical sword before level 6.
Yeah, the white sword's just too far out of the way.
Right.
All right, so out of level 2 here, what we want to see is 142 rupees at least. 140 would probably be okay, but we want to see at least 142. It would be nice to have 150, 155, somewhere in there. So he could use arrows in 7.
Yeah. Yeah, 140 will pay for the meat and arrows that he has to buy, but then actually firing arrows takes more rupees on top of that. So.
Yeah.
Luckily, all of these ropes are in the money dropping group, so he should be okay here.
Probably would have preferred to get that 5 rupee a little closer if this were like a PB attempt, but walking a few more tiles is fine. It's a marathon. And since he has full bombs, he got to skip that room of gorillas, which is usually have to kill for bombs, but one of the benefits of his tracker is that he knew when he was on the overworld to take bomb chances, and it allowed him to skip a room when he got here. Now that was a rare RC drone error. He was bombing that Moldorms trying to get a force bomb, but he got hit in the middle of it, so he didn't. But it's fine. Everything's fine.
I think he had forced a ferry and he was just trying to speed it up, but I might be wrong.
Well, he can correct me if I'm wrong.
I might be wrong.
Sorry, I haven't been paying attention.
Well, he is running a difficult game and a tracker, doing math, blowing in controllers.
Yeah, the global's way wrong right now. I just adjusted it by 5, but yeah. Hopefully it'll get back on track before 9, because I do want to force clocks in that dungeon. Do you guys want to explain this?
All right, so this is actually a new trick that Roo Slugs discovered just in January. So what he's doing is he's going to clip onto the water, and when you whistle, it puts you left of your destination, and then the whirlwind blows you in. But the raft moves you up a screen, so he just whistled to northwest of level 4 by whistling to level 4 and crossing the raft at the same time. And then on the way into that Armos, he did another new trick which he blew the whistle and faced left as he opened the Armos, and what that does is it times out how long it takes the Armos to wake up, and also the lag when you get into that shop. The shopkeeper just lags in a cloud for a second or two, and also he does need to blow his whistle down later in the run, so he has to whistle once instead of twice after level 6 now. So it's a triple time save. I think we dubbed it the tricorder because we're kind of nerds in the Zelda 1 community.
Yeah, I blame Fiskbet for that name.
Yeah, it's totally Fiskbet's fault, but Fiskbet has given us a lot, so
yeah, we'll forgive him.
We can give him the tricorder name.
Okay, so that river one went pretty well.
Yeah.
Ugh, this is the worst. It's halfway on the door. You can't really iframe him through him when he does that.
I don't speak Japanese, but I believe that said grumble grumble.
Grumble, grumble.
And so that's why the meat is required. There's no other way to. We have not found a way to skip past the meat, despite some looking for it. So in order to get through that room, you need the meat.
If you want to do dishes, now's a good time.
Donations?
If there are any. I guess there's not. It's cool.
Well, the host is preoccupied with something else. So we'll just keep talking.
Okay.
So he's going to go into this room of wall masters. This is actually one of the more challenging rooms in level 7, but fortunately he's on a blue candle route, so those bubbles all spawn in the middle of the sea. He still got bubbled, so the reason he bombed that last enemy is that the bubble takes away your sword for a few seconds. It varies a little bit, so it's
For the pattern he got, that was very nice.
yeah, and if those wall masters touch you, they will carry you back to the beginning of the level, which obviously is a gigantic time loss. So.
Placing that bomb is a bit of a gamble, though, because I don't have enough bombs to get through level 6.
That's right. So in order, he needs one bomb by the middle of level 6, or else he's going to have to do an extra mini boss. So if you want to put some bless RNGs in chat, that wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to be coming over to the graveyard and picking up the magical sword, which means that this game enters easy mode, right, guys?
Well, except the last 3 levels are also the hardest levels, so.
Yeah,
I mean, some of you actually can do the whole game with wood sword, but not as fast.
Yeah, not me. Steven, though.
Yeah, Steven does low percent. And low percent will actually, Bresticle and Unos and Lack Attack will be racing low percent at SGDQ this year, so.
I counted 5 bless RNG and 3 reset in chat.
So what we hope to see in level 6 is him keeping Beam Sword as long as possible, and more importantly, we hope to see bombs soon.
Yeah, this is the room where we should have a bomb chance here. Oops, I did not stay in the doorway long enough.
What he means by not stand in the doorway long enough, the red Wizrobes spawn relative to Link's position, so if you stay in the doorway, they can't spawn above you, they can only spawn in a line, so the room took a little longer than it should have, but more importantly, he didn't get the drop he wanted, so he only has a few more chances before he has to do that extra mini-boss. We try there are about 4 more wet red Wizrobes, which are in the bomb-dropping group, and he got it. And that's the beauty of
Nice.
tracking his globals. He knew where the chances were, so he could kill those enemies in the right order. So if he hadn't gotten that bomb, he couldn't bomb this wall open. And there's a 3-headed Gleeok in the room above this that you can fight, but it's annoying and takes an extra 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The room of no drops holds true.
At least that clock verified my count. I wasn't completely sure. Get back here.
Nice.
Nice room. He's going to be fighting the easiest boss in the game in a minute.
Yeah, this boss is. There's some bosses in this game that were really about solving a puzzle. Like, if you don't know that you need an arrow to beat Goma, then you have to figure that out in the course of a casual game. But in the speedrun, of course, we all know that already, so it's just one shot and he's dead.
He has 3 patterns. He can go down, left, or right, and he gave me the best pattern. He just went straight down, so that was pretty nice. Now the tricorder pays off here because I'm only going to have to record her down once instead of twice like we used to do. And now we're headed to level 8, which is the shortest dungeon.
Yeah, level 8 is in any percent when you don't have to get the items, because the items in level 8 are not required to finish the game. We only get them in 100%. It's only a few rooms, but there's some pretty difficult rooms, and I believe this is a place where we'll see a little bit of a difference in the versions. We call these the Blue Lagoons because in the NES version there's a ton of lag in this first room, when all the sprites are on the screen at once. In this version, there's not so much. Still a little bit though, but it's worse in the NES. So that's where it got its nickname. That and the Brooke Shields movie, obviously. And that was a pretty good room. So there's another Room of Darkness after that.
Very nice.
So this is the other bunny room in the game.
Yes, so.
And I didn't get it.
Oh. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I was off center. Whatever. You got to see it in level 5.
Yeah. Glad you did it in level 5.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't required in level 5. It would have helped more in that room, but.
You see him skip the heart there because it saves a couple seconds, and he's a pro.
Right. If he was over the course of the run, you collect the hearts to get the magical sword, but he already has the magical sword, so he doesn't need any more heart containers. So there's no reason to backtrack half a room to do that.
Alright, so we're coming up on the last dungeon in the game. This is level 9. It's the longest dungeon in the game, hardest dungeon in the game. We're going to want to pick up the silver arrow and poke Ganon with it.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to force a bomb along the way.
I don't think you're in any danger of running out of rupees on Ganon, which is nice to see, but yeah, there are a number of walls to bomb in the level, so he would have liked to have gotten a drop there rather than...
I think I killed 4 there. We'll see.
Nice. So the Zol that he bombed was a money-dropping group, so that was a forced bomb. But
Whoop. Had a little D-pad trouble there.
yeah, the controllers on the Famicom are a little bit different. Is it comfortable?
I'm still breaking it a bit. It's a lot better than when I first got it, but it's not the controller I normally use.
Yeah. On the NES, I mean, everyone knows what an NES controller looks like, but on the controller he's using, the wire comes out of the side instead of the top, so it's a little bit awkward.
All right, shout out to Random Effect for that Patra skip.
Yes. Yeah, they're... And you performed it very well, but...
Yeah.
But Random Effect figured out that approaching Patra the way he just did is, I guess it's a little more flexible than the...
Yeah, it's a little easier to handle a pattern if he goes left, or
Right.
try to handle a pattern. It's still not perfect, but
That was a beautiful next room.
thanks. Okay, I don't really want to kill anything else, but I do have Beam Sword.
And he just used the last key he'll need in the game. There's a key sitting on the floor here that he has no more key doors to open, so there's no reason to pick it up. But
Oh,
Nice.
amazing.
I feel like I haven't gotten that in so long. Okay, so I have a chance at a clock, but I also have Beam Sword, so I'm in really good shape coming into this room. So nothing could possibly go wrong.
Right.
nice.
Amazing.
Thanks.
He didn't get the clock drop that he was set up for, but he had the beams, and he did the beam strat very well. And you won't see a much better reverse C than you just saw.
No.
And it does set me up with enough health to go aggressive on Patra 3.
Yeah, this skip on the way out, you expect to take at least one bob.
Perfect reverse clip.
Yeah,
Nice.
so he got through with one bob.
Yeah, that was actually the trolley pattern where you normally take 2 bops, but for marathon luck reason, I only took one bop there.
Sometimes you just throw your sword at and hope it works out.
He does have one more wall to bomb. Oh, he got a lucky bomb up, but he doesn't need it. But
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't mislay this bomb in this room, he'll be fine. Probably take a damage boost here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's safer than trying to navigate the room without hitting the trap, because the trap does a lot less damage than the whiz ropes in the room.
He did get a bad pattern there too, so he kind of needed to.
We actually just hit the $20,000 mark of donations. Thank you, everyone, for your support.
Nicely done.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So he's heading into Ganon with only 2 hearts, and he left a heart behind. Which is, touching Ganon's body will do 4 hearts of damage and kill him, but a fireball will do 1. So hopefully he will get a good Ganon fight here. Getting kind of... Oh,
Nice.
All according to plan. I mean, if you're not leaving beeping, then you just mismanaged your health.
yeah, I mean, you just... Right.
And the cast arrow.
So yeah, that was the
GG.
Legend of Zelda. Thanks to the Keep on the Couch, Forey Steven, John Tabin. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to the organizers, for the Calathon organizers, for putting this together, and Direct Relief, which is an awesome charity. And all the people in the Zelda 1 community who helped me with this run, like, this bit in particular.
Yeah, this is a game of information. The whole community shares everything we know, and no one runner would beat it well without everyone else's help. So it's a great, if you're interested in picking up a speed game, it's a great community to join.
Yeah. And we also have a randomizer, which is really cool. The Zelda 1 randomizer, which was put together by Fred Coughlin. So you guys should check that out, especially if you like Link to the Past randomizer. I think you'll find Zelda 1 randomizer it's a pretty awesome game. All right, that's it for me.
Thank you very much for the run of The Legend of the Zelda, rcdrone. Next up is Castlevania 3. And we just had a donation of $238 by Jonathan, who did not put any message. But thanks to you, we actually reached the $20,000 mark. So thanks for all your support. And keep the donations coming in. The marathon is still not over. We have a bunch of wonderful games coming up this afternoon. And time is up for me. I will leave my spot for Darkman, who's going to host the next game. So thank you, everyone, and I'll see you later.